It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for being with me today. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a very good mood today, and just wanted to share because yesterday I got some fantastic news from my good friend and fellow composer, John Franek, that he has a wonderful new opportunity, and I wanted to share that with you and react to some of his playing. You all may have heard my discussion with John. I put that out about a week ago on this channel. We talked about how the pandemic has impacted our music making, our philosophical approaches to music, what we like, what we don't like, and just some of casual, like behind the scenes conversation between a couple of composers. But today I want to react to John's own playing in what has been the most spectacular display of musicianship that I have ever personally seen. So y'all should stick around for this. I'm not kidding about it. So John is a New Jersey kid. And he got into music as an adolescent and just really found his niche in playing the piano and being a creator of music. And I came to know him when he was a student at Westminster Choir College, as I was on faculty there, and quickly became apparent to me that he was just absolutely brilliant and singularly talented. With his mechanical ability to actually play the damn piano. I mean, it's unbelievable. And how absolutely quick his mind is. He's so witty and he's so clever. Since he graduated, he's become a really, really good friend, and I fully support him for what he's got going on. He actually moved in 2019, in the fall of 2019, from the United States to go to London to do a master's degree in London at King's College. And we did a fundraiser at the church where I worked for John. And what we did, we called an Improv-a-thon. So let me set this up. And that's what we're going to react to today, John's Improv-a-thon. I'm not going to do the entire thing. The entire video is 41 minutes of nonstop playing of music completely off the top of his head. And the people in the audience are bidding on ideas or themes that he can expound upon. And I was the MC for the event. So John would start playing and I would just start collecting these ideas from people and then trying to weave them into his playing as we went along. And we went on for 41 minutes. This was the entire second half of a fundraising concert that John gave, and it raised over $1,000. It was quite successful for our modest little effort. But I want to show this to you guys because holy crap. I'm going to go ahead and start it and then kind of keep talking as we go, just so that I don't waste any of your time. But check this out. Go ahead and give yourself. So that's John at the piano. This was on June 7th, 2019. I'm going to turn this down ever so slightly, and you'll see me with the pad and pencil. I love it. His mom. So the lady there in the light hair is his mom, and she's such a warm spirit and loving spirit, and she was so excited to get to see John play like this. All that you're hearing from him is completely off the top of his head for the entire time, literally. Yeah, with me as the MC. So what I'm doing right now is going around. We had sort of a list of suggestions for people of what they might pick from, or what they might, just to spark their creativity as to how to participate. And so I'm going around and sort of checking in on them and seeing how much they want to pledge, and also seeing what their ideas are, and seeing how we can craft that into something that we can have John play and expound upon in real time during the performance. It was one of the most fun evenings I've ever had, and you'll get to see quite a lot of my backside in this as we go. For now, I was just trying to figure out when to stop him so that I could change the gist of what he's playing to that which is provided by the audience members. Yeah, so it's hard to hear me in this. That's why I put the little closed captions down at the bottom. So someone had suggested from one of our pre-selected lists. So this is a bustling Paris market. We tried to tie a lot of these to places that John has been and performed. So he's been to Paris and performed there. So this was his take on the French market. I've never met anybody in my, it's been 20 years of music making at the college level at least. I've never met anybody that has so much music just oozing out of them at all times of the day and night, just on demand. He is absolutely prolific. And just an all-around wonderful guy. So this new program, so he ended up getting his master's degree from King's College, and he moved to Germany last year to do a doctorate in Germany, and the school shut down because of COVID. So he's been in Germany for the last 6-7 months, just holed up in an apartment, trying to stay sane and see what's going to happen next. And he just had a piece of his debuted or released on a record that was on Navona Records. Check out our conversation for information on that. It's his piece called Torso, and that just got released this past Friday. But this program that he's been accepted into, I'll tell you more about in a second, because I think it's about to switch. It's hard to stop him, because he just never stops.
So now, we're going to go stateside, where you went to school. This is tiptoeing across the Westminster Quad. This is where we must not go at Westminster.
Westminster Choir College has or had. That's another video. A historic little set of buildings that surrounded a little quadrangle, a little patch of grass that's kind of sacred space where it's become tradition where nobody walked there. Everybody walks around the perimeter on the sidewalks instead of just walking catty corner. That takes dedication, especially when one edge of the catty corner is the food hall. Maybe that says something about how bad the food was. So John's doing tiptoeing across the quads. That's what all that was. Ah, yes.
There's trees there.
So this was another one of our pre-selected lists for that day. He's performed in Ecuador as well, and so we wanted to give him the opportunity to expound upon being up in the treetops of one of those rainforests. idea what even our pre-selected options were for the crowd that assembled. So the place where he is being accepted is the Giuseppe Verdi. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Verdi, even if you're not classical music fans. One of the great opera composers of all time. The Milan Conservatory, the Verdi Conservatory in Milan, in northern Italy, has this specialized master's program where the composers get to come for like a week at a time. Oh yeah. Jersey people. If the traffic is moving, you'll understand this. The New Jersey Turnpike at rush hour. If you have a performer that can do this is one of the most interesting and engrossing ways to keep an audience just spellbound for a long period of time. Nobody knew it was going to happen. It's John playing without any strings. Something more peaceful.
I bet you learned this. So you have our first writing.
Oh, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Somebody suggested Bohemian Rhapsody, and he doesn't remember it. He doesn't know it. All he remembers is how the first chord sounds, or the first couple of chords sounds, and then he just sort of keeps trying to figure that out. He doesn't know the rest of the song.
Close. It's the right key.
So this Milan Conservatory that he's going to be going to, they accepted 8 people worldwide for this opportunity, and they get to go for, I think, I'm looking at him. They're 1 week sessions, and there's like one, and you go for 6 of them. So you go there and you have residency for a week, and you work intensively. Then you go away for a while and do your work and your research. Then you come back and you have another week of residency, and then they do that 6 times over the course of like half a year, 3/4 of a year, and you end up with a full master's degree. It's that intensive, but it's a really interesting program. But it costs money to go, y'all. So what I'm doing is trying to encourage you to support John, and the best way to do that, he's been to Monet's Garden. So we wanted to see what he would come up with for like impressionism on the fly. So, John is a very proud person. He doesn't have a GoFundMe set up, but he does have a Patreon. And so I would encourage you guys, if you've got $3 a month, $5 a month, 10, that you can toss John's way, go to his Patreon. The information will be in the description of this video. Megan and I are members of his Patreon, and he's really wonderful and has some great stuff in there. He's got music out. He's got a full Mozart album. He's got this new piece on the Consortium album. Look up his stuff on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your music. And support our living artists if you can. He's going to do great things. And he's, I can't wait all these experiences that he's had. A kid from North Jersey getting to go to Westminster Choir College and tour the country and sing with some of the greatest orchestras in the country, and then he's performed in South America. He's got a master's degree from King's in Europe. He's going to have another master's degree from Milan, and he's just going to just take over the world, I think. But artists need support to do that.
For our first $50 card, an improv on the Moonlight Sonata.
An improv on the Moonlight Sonata. So this was, somebody paid quite a bit for this. They wanted to see if he, one, knew it, and then could improv off of it. It was quite wonderful. Taking little fragments of what Beethoven wrote and starts to kind of start weaving them and see where it takes him. Again, it was a really magical night of music. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm going to skip ahead because the last one that he did will blow your heads off, metaphorically. It's at about the 35-minute mark, I do believe. Yeah, we're only 14 minutes in of 41 minutes, y'all. So let's see, 35 minutes.
But I saved one for last.
Okay, the last one, since he was going to England.
We need an improvisation on God Save the Queen.
God Save the Queen. So consider this an improvised theme and variations on this tune. Also done concerts on harpsichord with how fast his fingers work that are unreal. I'm going to tell a story out of school because I saw him do this one time. John, I hope you don't mind that I'm saying this. If people have gotten this far into this video, they deserve to hear this. I saw John one time giving a recital, not a huge concert, and there was a program listed and he was into the second half, and he got up and he announced that he wouldn't be doing the one that was printed in the program, but there was a brand new piece by a composer, a living composer that he knows. That's amazing. That he was going to play instead. And so he names this composer that nobody's heard of and a piece that nobody's heard of and just rips it up at the piano. And I asked him about it afterwards. I said, what was that piece? I've never heard of that guy. He's like, oh, he doesn't exist. I just improv that. And I'm like, what? This guy has the gall to to just, in front of people, paying customers, just invent a composer and just play like this and call it a piece. And nobody knew. Nobody knew. It was unreal. Yeah, I told him, like, we're done. Just finish playing at some point. Oops. I only wish it was mic'd better, that you could hear the piano better than just recording from my camcorder. But you get the idea. All of this, all these sequences, every single bit of this, I can't imagine how tired he was. Although I have seen him play a sound installation for 4 hours straight without a break. Y'all, I mean, the kid's unbelievable. I know that some of y'all might have deep pockets. If you have an inclination to give to our friend John, get in touch with me. You can send me a note. Go to my website and you'll find my email. Send me a note and I can get you in touch with him. Gosh, it's so good. How are we closer to the end? John, how are we doing? Oh, we're not too bad. Less than 2 minutes. He's gonna bring it home. I went to flat 6. Never play piano that fast. And Mom stands up. If you would like to support John Franek, his Patreon is in the description box. Good job, John. If you want to give more, or want to figure out how you can help support this wonderful artist, send me a note. It's rdh@rdouglashelvering.com. And it's just my pleasure to lift up some really great playing. I've never seen anybody improv like that for that long a time and be so comfortable with it. He's a great writer and a great, great person. So I hope that you found this interesting. Thanks for sticking with us today. Give John some love, please. I'm going to donate all of the ad revenue from this monetized video to John. So even if you don't have much, go ahead and share this. And we will see you next time on The Daily Doug.